Good morning, folks, and welcome again to another episode of Sir Persevere on the 6TP morning daily broadcast. Today, it is my turn to be the guide master for our programs in which we each day talk about the six critical paths to living the life that you want to live, an outstanding life. And by going through our six paths each day, we help you transform your life with stillness, the scalar dreamer path, the creator path, the sports passionist path, authorship, and the thinker path. We use these tools each day to build your mental health, your physical well being, and most importantly to me, your spirituality. So let us jump right in today and let us get into an attitude to be able to go into stillness. Let's prepare ourselves because even going into stillness is an intentional act. So, with that, let us start by breathing. Palms out, deep breath. In and out, big exhale. Bring it in again. Let's let out all that bad energy. Now let's start to control it. Deep, deep inhale. And then a slower exhale. Start letting that breath know that you're a boss and that you're in control. You're in control of your energy. You're in control of your mood. You're in control of every single limb in your body. Deep breath again. Each time, each step, each breath, let it be deeper and slower out. This is how you slow your body down. This is how you start to ground yourself. Breaths are always a welcomed breath of fresh air. Now bring it in one last time. Go really deep and just take your time letting that breath out. Here we go. Deep breath. And out slowly. Now we should all be primed to receive this video that I'm about to bring you. Today's topic is going to be about dreams are like kernels, ready, waiting to pop. Keep breathing as I bring this video up for you. When I'm losing, I'm just starting to win. I stay dreaming big. That's all I know how to do. Dream big or go home. Big dreams start with lofty goals. and you keep at them, and you keep at them, and you keep at them, and you never stop pursuing your dreams. Failures are a part of the journey, but we stay faithful because we know who's in control. All of us have an abundance of dreams that are like kernels of corn waiting to be popped. Don't let procrastination kill your dreams. Success comes to those who never quit and finish what they start and proclaim their victory. It's never too late to start a comeback and to win.
Dude, I'm just at a place in my life right now where I've got people I'm
Glory, glory, glory. What do people think about all that? Anyone want to share any thoughts and impressions on the video?
It was great. I loved seeing the. I know some of the story behind it, Victor. So it's good to see you completing the Brooklyn half, and I love the popcorn and the inspiration. Thank you.
Thank you. You know, when I ran that marathon, I've said it before, it was one of the hardest things that I've ever done, but it was also one of the most fruitful things in my life. Um, you know, I went from someone who I couldn't imagine running a block, let alone running half a marathon. And that journey's not complete yet. I still have more to do because I only did half, and that full marathon is to come. It is to come. So here we talked about how dreams are like kernels of popcorn waiting to pop. And as we are in the scalar dreamer path now, what are some of the things that you're dreaming about? What are the dreams that you are holding on to? What are some of the dreams that you want to bring to reality? Anyone want to share what you know? What is your kernel? What is your highest kernel of popcorn right now, Lawrence?
Still working to get the cold plunge, um, partnership going. So that's still something that's in process, um, and it's taken a while, but it's getting there. So.
What about you, Dr. Pina? I know that you're not short of any dreams.
So my dreams, it's we're gonna welcome David Hurst. David Hurst is at the studio. So my dreams is that every single member of the 60P, as we progress, can brings a dozen true member to the community, and also that the 1 year contract can be accomplished using the science of scaling, but also the science of the 60P. I've been completely thinking through this process of and getting the best people around, consultant, coaches, assistant, to find the pathway. And we are now completely dedicating our pathway to the school system, to the 60P community that we have. We still have the deadlines. It's December 31st, and the 1 million MRI. That's completely, that hasn't changed. We're finding better, effective, efficient way to get there. And I think we have one, which is the AI component of the school with dozens of community, and a complete team behind that is helping each member, each community to reach their own goal. So I'm confident that we're gonna get there. So that's my dream scaling project.
What about you, Losado? What are your dreams? What is that big dream that you are holding near and dear?
Well, Victor, as you said, we're never too old to dream. It's never too old, never too young. There isn't any clock to it. We just dream. And I have many dreams, one some concrete, some a little bit abstract, but nevertheless, they're dreams. I dream that one day scientists are going to find a cure, a remedy for many chronic diseases. So that's a little abstract dream that depends on the world of the scientists. But a dream that I can control is that I will be able to lead one person, one day at a time, person by person, into overcoming their own personal chronic disease. I will be able to guide them through the steps that will help them alleviate those symptoms, that will help them live with those symptoms or get better outcomes of their life with those symptoms. So as you see, I have dreams for the nation, for the scientists, and I have dreams for myself, big dreams.
Well, as someone who has overcome her own chronic illness and someone who continues to inspire us day after day with your testimonies, we know this is just the beginning of all the great things that you're going to do. And I just pray that God gives you everything that you need to be a testimony to others, and that you continue to build and lift others up every day with your beautiful, sweet, and intelligent ways. Martita, what are you dreaming? Oh, let's unmute you, Martita.
Unmute, unmute. Okay, you're on mute. Unmute. All right, let's continue until she unmute herself. Victor.
All right. Well, continuing on. Oh, did she unmute? Nope, she didn't. All right. So we'll continue on. So, Martita, we'll keep your dreams near and dear to our hearts. And we know that you'll always have other opportunities to present. So, just keep in mind that your breakthrough is never too far away. And, you know, sharing my own dream every single day, I dream of this number that I keep dreaming of, that I keep seeing, and I visualize it every day. 10,367,968 and 14 cents. Those are the dollars that I visualize. I got that number one day when I was jogging, I was running. I remember it like yesterday. I was running. I was training for that half marathon, and I just saw as I was running, I just kept seeing that number ahead of me. There were birds flying through it. There were people running the other way coming towards me through it. But I just kept seeing that number, and I haven't stopped visualizing it since. And one day, that number is going to match the sum of balances in my bank account. And everything that we do in Scalar Dreamer is about what we create as we go into the creator path, right? These are some of the things that I'm doing to be a creator and to help turn that visualization into a reality. I'm writing books. I'm every day coming up with different concepts. In fact, while talking about dreams in a recent session, I said that dreams were like popcorn, and that was what inspired today's video. It's like every time, because of the space that I'm in every day with this 6TP club, because of the things that I'm always thinking about, because of how I'm trying to inspire others, it's like dreams and ideas are just flowing through me every single day. And I want everyone to get to that space too. I want everyone who joins every day, I want everyone who is listening, I want them to be able to get to this place where we are, right? Where we're just grabbing these 6 paths by the horn and we're doing them every day because these things work. They work, they work, they work. So what are some of your creations? Mantita, are you able to unmute? What is something that you're creating? Okay. She's having technical difficulties, so we're going to go on. Rosalda, what are some of the things that you're creating?
Well, Victor, thank you for asking. One of the things then that I envision in creating is a space where everyone could share their stories about any chronic disease that they may have. Um, they could share it in a community that others understand, that others can tell them what they did to make it work. Because, the doctors give us a prescription, but they don't tell us exactly other things that are not in the books, that are not scientifically proven of how we could overcome certain symptoms. But it's the ordinary people that are doing extraordinary things and that can say, well, after you get chemotherapy, if you take a walk, you're going to alleviate those symptoms. That may be not scientifically proven, but the person that went through it can say, yes, you could take a walk, exercise is going to make you alleviate those symptoms. And it's things like that that I want to create a community where everyone could share their story freely about how they did certain things and how they overcame certain symptoms after the doctor gave their prescription. That's what something that I want to create, Victor.
And now, jumping ahead without skipping to the authorship path, you're writing a book, aren't you?
Yes, yes. And it's exactly about my dream. The book that I'm writing is exactly about my dream. How the lifestyle that we live can take us to our grave. How we can be building step by step our destiny, our end. But it's never too late. We can do a turnaround and become the person that we were born to be if we do that turnaround.
So you're talking about purpose. You're talking
Yes.
about the purpose that we all have, the blueprint that God made each and every one of us with, right? That perfect plan. And if we just go towards that plan, we will fulfill our purpose. Lawrence, what are some of the things that you're creating? And is that tied to a book too? Are we getting Lawrence? Lawrence, you're muted.
There we go.
Yep.
Now you can hear me, right? Okay.
Yes.
I'm working on my how to use AI for your IT department. So that's the book that I'm working on. That's a work in progress.
That's awesome. And what will that book do? What is the purpose of that book?
The purpose is to show IT departments how they can use the computing power that has now been available to be able to streamline what they do, how to make it easier, how to take advantage of um, the scaling of you don't need as big an IT department now. You can use the AI aspects that are out there to manage your tickets and keep track of lots of stuff, and also reduce the amount of time that your users are having issues. You can make your department more efficient, um, and just increase your productivity for your company.
So now, Lawrence, you're an IT guy, and you take this work very seriously, and you do a lot of great work in this area. Some would argue that you're actually promoting your own end, right? To have AI take over jobs that people like you do every day. What are your thoughts about that?
I think there's a line uh, with AI called "you have to have a human in the loop." So that's the way that you can't just have it be autonomous. Um, so I think that that's extremely important. I don't advocate doing this and not having people involved. I think that's a recipe for disaster. Um, I think you can make the interactions a little bit less, but I think you definitely still need to have a person working using the AI to manage it and make it more efficient. But I don't think it's beneficial to have it completely be autonomous.
That's awesome. Can't wait to read your book. I can't wait to hear, as someone who has often been an executive at an organization, um, I can't wait to see how, we could steward our own technology through some of the tips that you're going to be giving out in that book. Dr. Pina, what have you to say, sir?
Yes. So in my case, I've been using the 60p pass for many years because I have a group of people working specifically on the writing, and so far since 2022, specifically accelerating on the last couple of years, it's like I put together at least 15 years and give that access to the European Meta Poetry Congress that I'm putting together. We're gonna meet now in Germany, in Paris. We're gonna be on Madrid's Canary Island and Berlin for the 10th Congress. And so far we have 4 books on publications. We putting together the probably 30, 40 manuscript that we received from writer from all over Latin America and Europe for the International Meta Poetry Congress. We have a $5,000 prize for the winner. 1 or 2 books will be judged and will be presented at the Canary Island. So because of the authorship ads made me allowed to be aware constantly of my legacy of writing. I accelerated from 4, 6 books last year. So my goal was like, I'm going to publish this year 10 books. So far, we published 2. The winner of the last year, the Peruvian, the guy from Chile, the writer from Chile, the writer from Berlin, who is Peruvian, lives in Peru. And now Leticia already, the cover is ready, and Daniel from Madrid is also ready. And then there's the book. The last memories of the Congress also is put together. We have also working on a press for the 60p that will be responsible of putting together all the books because we have 9 books. I know David Hirsch is in the studio. I receive the draft of his 1-year contract, and it must include a book. So it means like we have 9 books on the making. So we need a publisher, so the 60p publishers, to allow us to help us out to get the books to the next level. So, and that is all for the authorship paths. The authorship paths completely allow you to read, write, and then published, and put the whole system behind to make it happen. Because we dream about writing, we read a book, but if we don't have a scaling system, or how to do it, it's almost impossible to do it. But yes, that's because of this sport passionate path.
So now, when we first started doing this, Dr. Pina, I remember vividly that we all had challenges. We were challenged to wake up at 5 a.m. It wasn't something that we were accustomed to doing, and
Yes,
we all
welcome. Let's welcome David. How are you, David Hirsch? Where are you now?
I'm at the gym.
We're live on YouTube. We have Facebook. We're reaching probably 1,000 people in our Facebook and YouTube account. How you doing?
Good. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
We're better because we see you.
Yeah. So I'm at the gym right now. I don't see you guys. Watch me do some sit-ups here, but yeah. But I'm I would say that for the creation, my goal is just to really create a lot of different companies that really enrich a lot of people's lives. Nothing brings me more satisfaction than when you can really create opportunities for others that they didn't think they have through mentorship or business opportunities. And I think about what drives me to want to have complete financial freedom and create so much. It's because I want to be able to give more and be able to have complete freedom of time to do what really drives me. And that's kind of what I want to create. That's what I have been creating, and what I want to continue on, and just keep getting to the next level and the next level. So I would say that the authorship, it's interesting. I decided when I sent in my 6 SCP form, I don't really have a book yet that nothing's calling me to write about. The things that I have are narrowly focused on hospitality and management and things like that. And there's a lot of them out there. And I think if anything, I would be taking bits and pieces of all the ones and combining it into something great. But what I decided to do was try to write a movie script just for fun. I was in Hawaii a couple years ago, and I heard about this folklore legend that was pretty cool, and I did some research on it. I didn't see there's some books on it, but there's no movie about it yet. And I had dinner with one of the executives from Disney. He's no longer anymore. He owns a vineyard in Napa, and he came and we had dinner, and he told me that when I had it ready to send it over to him, he would share it with some people. So that's kind of what I'm looking to do.
Wow. So you've been to the place that I've been dreaming of going. I keep talking about being there. Don't be a spoiler. Don't tell me all about it. I don't want to hear. La 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 la. Congrats. That sounds so awesome. And you say that you don't really have a book, but you do. Everyone has a book in them. It's just no one's challenged you the way we're going to challenge you to develop that book. And you will see. You will start having experiences, because that's what writing is. Writing is just a summary of journals. It's a summary of experiences, and it's a summary of all the beautiful things that you have inside of you that you want to share with the world. And when you start thinking about how you want to be impactful with what you're sharing, that's where the book is going to come. So welcome again, David. We look forward to your growth and your development with us, and we're just so grateful and honored. And as we go into the sports sports passionate path, you're right in the right place. Why don't you show us some of the things that you're going to do for some people who are working out there? We're going to put you on display since you're there. We're sitting here. We believe that you can do exercise anywhere. We've been known to run around the Catano Islands. Dr. Pina has been known to go right outside his house in beautiful Florida and to go run. But tell us, give us a preview of your workout today. You're muted.
Preview of the workout.
Yeah.
Today's back and tricep today. So let's see here. I'm doing some abs. All right. This is kind of embarrassing, but what do you know?
No. It's not embarrassing. This is what we do, brother. Come on.
Doing some
Come
leg
on.
lifts.
Come on.
Doing some
Yeah.
abs.
Go, brother. Go, brother. Go, brother. Go, brother. Go. Yeah. Go get it, brother.
Little circles here.
Now he's saying he's embarrassed, but he's looking like he could really go. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Right. That's all I get. I usually charge. I'm on OnlyFans. But
thank you for that.
Yeah,
Thank you for that. Well, we were starting to talk earlier about Dr. Pina. Dr. Pina is a renowned nomad, and we were talking about how when we first started doing this and we were struggling to get up in the mornings, right as soon as we started getting primed to do this every day, and we're kind of like struggling to the start line, Dr. Pina got a nice little boost. He got an extra 6 hours when he went to Europe. Tell us what it was like to be in Europe doing 6TP while we were waking up bright and early in the morning and you were nice and fresh in your 2 o'clock glaze.
It's the best. It's going to happen now. So I'm going to be in Paris.
I know.
In June 1st. So now you're going to be at 6 and it's going to be at 11. Before it's 12:05, 11, no, 12. Now it's going to be 1 p.m. But it was really amazing because I'm not a morning person. I became a morning person. So I cannot be myself without waking up at 5, 6 a.m. Although we can do the 60P anywhere, anytime, any moment. This is the place for the 60P coaches to put the podcast and to present it to the world, this is very, very, very exclusive thing. But indeed, I really love it. Like doing the 60P at noon in Madrid or Berlin or Vienna. That was kind of amazing, and I'm hoping that that's going to happen now, as I'm getting ready for my 3 months, 5th years now in a row to go to Europe for the International Meta Poetry Con. But it was a lot of fun.
And Dr. Pina is just an inspiration to all of us, right? That we could all work from our kitchen tables. We can work from a hotel. We can work from the beach. We can work from anywhere. But the thing is that a lot of us don't have the capacity to be able to imagine anything other than doing work at a desk. And if there's one silver lining of COVID proved that we could still be productive as a society, as a nation, as a world, right, from anywhere, and that we could not skip a beat no matter what happens. So I'm hoping that some of us can continue to evolve, do our own stuff. This is why we do 6TP. We are inspired by what is possible, and we are even more inspired by what's not possible and our exploration of it. So join us every day as we do this, right? We sharpen our minds. We're going to get into the thinker path now. Every single day, we are learning new things. This just the way we go from authorship to thinker. Authorship is where we pour out into the world with our works, with our beautiful talents, and making impactful, journal entries for the world to see. But the thinker path is the one where we consume the authorship of others, and we use the thinker path here to sharpen our mind every day, to have thoughtful conversations, to take on world topics, to think about what the world was like when Napoleon Hill wrote Think and Grow Rich, and how he created principles that are timeless, that continue even today to be relevant. And one of the things that that I really loved about that particular book was the thought of auto suggestion, and it's how we can create and dictate our own mood, how we can dictate circumstances, just how we show up, right? And I try every day to show up here with passion, with energy, so that I can start my day well, because I do believe wholeheartedly that how you start your day really dictates how it's going to go throughout. We're going to go into the world soon as we leave this program, and things are going to happen, right? Nothing is predictable. The only thing that we can control is really how we show up, how we react, and how we show up as a light to the world. And one of the best ways to do that is to sharpen your mind every day. We are inspired by books like Dr. Hardy's The Science of Scaling. We're inspired by the book that I just referred to. There was a beautiful art and negotiation book that we read. These are all things that the world calls them self-help books. We call them mind stimulation books here, and we honor all those writers. And we encourage you to read. Reading. I remember when I was a kid, there was always a saying that said, "Reading is fundamental." There was a commercial where a kid would go, RIF. Reading is fundamental. And it is. It really is. It transforms you, and it just lets you sometime get another perspective that you weren't thinking of in order to be more productive yourself. I mean, books like The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I can't stop thinking about how I want to be more in a proactive quadrant, and I want to be working on win-win solutions. Those two things right there have made all the difference in how I carry myself, because I'm always thinking about how I want to be ahead of the curve, and I'm always thinking about good faith negotiations and solving problems that are going to be helpful to everyone, not just me, so that we can all win. We have about a little more time to hear about maybe one book. Rosalda, what's one book that we've read that has really impacted you?
Victor, right now my mind is just stuck with glue and Dr. Hardy books, because I take so many um concept from it that can be applied to your daily living. It's not only to the world of business, but it can be applied to any situation. And that's the important thing about reading. We get wisdom, but it's not only reading words, it's how we apply to our own situation, how we apply to growth. And the scaling book from Dr. Hardy have many of those concepts. I invite you to read The Science of Scaling. It will be a very rewarding experience.
And, you know, on any given day, we could read sections of those books here with you, and we can expand on some of those concepts, because that's what we do. We do that all for growth, all for promotion, and all for the sake of, you know, helping people just extend beyond the borders, because the world will tell you that this is impossible, that is impossible. Well, Dr. Hardy himself says everything is possible if you make it big, hairy, and ambitious. If you make your goals that you can grow, and you can pursue things that you didn't believe you could do. And when you even go as boldly as to shorten the timeline in which those things can be done, I'm believing that 10 million, 967,368, that's just coming soon. That's coming soon. And I encourage you to also be thinking big. Don't let your failures of the past dictate your today or your future. Do we have any closing thoughts from you, Dr. Pina? How do people get involved with this? How do people get to, you know, take their daily pill with us every day?
Yeah, yeah. I'm thinking. Before going there, so you can get a foundation, 199. You go to school, scaling, and you're gonna find out right there. If you're gonna be part of the team, you can upgrade to 199. 199 will allow you to be coachable and to be part of the team completely. And if you want for life, licensed professionals, licensed psychotherapy and coach, and 101, 999 is the way to go. So but the science of scaling is the amazing book that completely changed the 60p program and gave us a specific goal, gave us a deadline as a psychological tool, which is what intends is using the holistic timing. We're not we're not established by we're not go to the next level of our life just because of the past. It's only because of the future, and whatever we put in the future, and if it's enough big and impossible to get, and we also have it on a specific deadlines, all the attention selections that we do with our life, with new path, with our creations, go to that big goal. So that self that we put in the future, it's what will allow what we do today, and I think that is amazing. Finding the floor, or find or establishing ourselves from a new frame, and raising the floor, which is mean raising your accountability, your character, what you have to do really. And then you have to find yourself naked sometime. And you have to stop doing not that what you know that you're not supposed to do, which is, when you raise your floor, that's what happened. And then going to accelerations of your focus, which is now you know that you cannot do it alone, you have to do it with somebody, but find that person to allow you to get there. So the Science of Kalins by Benjamin Hardy and Blake Erickson is being a miracle of a book that changed completely what we are starting to do. I just know the 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. Club of the Stillness and Wellness, the first world medicine of wellness, leaderships, dream scaling, operating system. You put it in your life, you put it in your family, you put it in your community, you put it in your group. You do that on a daily basis, and you're gonna change completely. Behind there is a science, it's a science of psychology and the science of psychoanalysis and coaching, all put together for us to go to next level. So thank you, Victor, for being here and for having today the 60p for all of us.
Thank you. I think I want to end by having us get ready to go into the world today. And I just want to take one more opportunity to breathe and to ground ourselves. So let us take that deep breath. This is the part where you tell yourself that you can do hard things all the time. You can do all things. Deep breath. Think about how you want to show up today. How do you want to show up? What are the dreams that you're going to carry into today? Rolling through the six paths, rolling through the six paths. What will you create? What are you creating? What will you continue to grow? What activity will you maintain throughout the day? Will you walk to lunch? Will you leave that desk, or will you sit on it all day? What will you do? Deep breath. What will you journal today? What thoughts will you keep? And what will you read today that will sharpen your mind? Those are the six paths. Keep them with you every day. Keep them with you all the time because they're timeless now. You can do them anytime. We do it at this time, but you could do it anytime. Go live the life that you want. Go live the life that you deserve. But you got to remember, you got to create it. Think big and let those kernels pop. Have a beautiful and blessed day. It has been an honor today to be your guide master.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Victor.